Here are simple exercises you can do at home to help yourself with any jaw tension or TMJ problems that you might have. There are self-care exercises for massage on what are called the muscles of mastication. Mastication means chewing, so these are the muscles that help us chew. There are 2 on the outside and 2 that we approach from the inside. We're going to do short videos for each muscle and then also offer you one that has the whole sequence together so you can decide how you want to practice it. The first of the 4 that we'll treat is called the temporalis, and the temporalis lives on the side of the head here, coming down and attaching to the top of the jaw, just underneath the cheekbone. So the way that we approach that with self-care is using your hands on the sides of your head. You can do small circles. You can do what's called combing, which is just kind of combing in a line, if you think about beach combing and taking your little rake at the beach to do that. The main thing is to cover enough territory for the temporalis. It's quite a large muscle. So all the way up, anywhere along the side of your head is where the temporalis lives. So all of that is useful territory to come in. You can do circles, as I said. If you find tight spots, you can just hang out there for a little bit, add some pressure. Spending 2 or 3 minutes doing this can really help relieve the tension in your jaw. The next muscle we have is called the masseter, and it lives on the side of the face, starting or attaching from the angle of the jaw here, the corner that's down here, and it rises up and forward, attaching to the underside of the cheekbone. And it has quite a density to it. It can be quite thick in places. And so again, we use hands often circular motions, or you can find static points, places where it feels like, oh, there's a knot or a particularly tight spot. And rather than just really working at that one spot hard with a lot of force, if you just have some patience and hang out there a little bit, the body will have a chance to respond. You can also hold the spot and very gently open the jaw. So if I found, like for me, that's a fairly tight spot, I can hang out and just gently open the jaw. Important to only take the jaw as far as is comfortable when you do these exercises. If you're using jaw movement, please don't move into pain or into a hard stop. The next 2 muscles are inside the mouth, and so for that we need to use, if we can, use some protection for that interface between the slick and sensitive membrane inside the mouth, as well as care for our hands and nails. So using a gloved hand, we open the mouth, and the first one that we'll work with is a muscle called the medial pterygoid. For that one, I use my index finger gliding along the lower biting surface. And if I stay in line with the teeth, I go back beyond the last molar, and your fingertip will bump into some soft tissue. That's the medial pterygoid. And for that, just sinking into the muscle, giving it a little bit of pressure, reminding it that it can relax over time. So that's for the medial pterygoid. The last muscle of the 4 muscles of mastication that we'll work with is called the lateral pterygoid. And it lives very high up in the mouth. To reach it, you gently open your mouth and bring your pinky inside your cheek, and then sort of slide your finger up above the gum line of the upper jaw. There's a little curve here under your cheekbone that creates a little tunnel. So you'll bring your hand, your palm is against your cheek, your pinky comes into the mouth, up above the teeth, and then glide the pinky back as far as you can in that little tunnel. As you glide the pinky back, you'll get to a point where the pinky bumps into the tip of it meets soft tissue, meets a barrier that it feels like it can't go any further. That is where you want to sort of nest your pinky in, gently pushing in, staying with the degree of pressure that's comfortable for you. But if you visit that place frequently, 1 time a day, something like that, it will remind your body that this muscle can relax, and little by little you'll be able to get farther and farther. And I hope this helps, and a little bit every day will help your jaw feel a lot better and carry a lot less stress.